He made me believe I was crazy. But turns out I was right all along. I still remember the day I met Stefan like it was yesterday. We were at the beach in our small coastal town in North Carolina, and I was immediately drawn to his charming smile and carefree spirit. We were high school sweethearts, and I thought we had it all: love, trust, and a future together. As I look back, I realized that I was so in love with the idea of us that I ignored the little voice in my head that was trying to tell me something was off. He would disappear for hours without any explanation, and I would be left wondering if he was okay. But he would always come back, smiling and acting like nothing was wrong. I brushed it off as him being busy with work or with his friends. But then, things started to change. He got a big promotion at work, and suddenly he was making more money than we knew what to do with. He started dressing differently, going out more, and I started to feel like I was losing him. He stopped saying, "I love you" first, and I had to be the one to initiate conversations about our future. He stopped making plans with me, and I was left feeling like I was just an afterthought. I tried to talk to him about it, but he would just tell me I was being paranoid, that I was overreacting. He made me doubt myself, made me think I was the one who was crazy, but I could not shake off the feeling that something was wrong. And then, on our wedding anniversary, I got a knock on the door. I opened it, expecting it to be a delivery or a neighbor, but instead, I was face to face with a woman I had never seen before. She was holding a stack of receipts and a look of guilt on her face. "Can I help you?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "My name is Emily," she said, her voice shaking. "I have been with Stefan for a long time." My heart stopped. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. "What do you mean?" I asked, trying to keep my cool. She handed me the receipts. They were for jewelry, all of it mine. I recognized the pieces, the ones I had given him over the years, the ones he had told me he was keeping safe for me. "I did not know," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "I had no idea." Emily looked at me with tears in her eyes. "I am so sorry," she said. "I had no idea you existed either." I felt like I was going to throw up. I could not breathe. I could not think. But then, my mind started racing. I thought back to all the times he had been busy or working late. I thought back to all the times he had given me gifts, telling me he loved me. I realized that it had all been a lie. I asked Emily to tell me more, and she did. She told me that she and Stefan had been together for years, long before we even started dating. She told me that he had been using me, using our relationship to get to her, to get to other women. I felt like I was living in a nightmare. I could not believe what I was hearing. But then, I got a text from an unknown number. It was from one of Stefan's coworkers, a woman who had been trying to reach out to me for months. "I am so sorry," she said. "I have been wanting to tell you for so long. Stefan has been cheating on you for years. He's been using your jewelry to buy gifts for other women." I felt like I was going to lose it. I was shaking, crying, and screaming all at once. But as I looked at the receipts, as I looked at Emily's tears, I knew I had to do something. I knew I had to confront him, to make him pay for what he had done. I took a deep breath, and I started to plan. I was going to make him regret ever crossing me. I was going to make him regret ever thinking he could control me. And so, I waited. I waited for the perfect moment to confront him, to make him face the music. It did not take long. The next day, I saw him at the local coffee shop. I walked in, my heart pounding, and I saw him sitting there, smiling and laughing with his friends. I walked up to him, my voice shaking with rage. "Stefan," I said, my voice low and deadly. "We need to talk." He looked up at me, a look of surprise on his face. "What's wrong?" he asked, trying to play it cool. I pulled out the receipts, and I threw them at him. "You lied to me," I said, my voice rising. "You used me, you cheated on me, and you stole from me." He looked at the receipts, and then he looked at me. He saw the anger in my eyes, the hurt, and the betrayal. And for a moment, he just sat there, speechless. But then, he tried to talk his way out of it. He tried to tell me that it was all just a mistake, that he loved me, that he was sorry. But I was not having it. "You had to sell my grandmother's necklace," I said, my voice cracking. "You had to sell my engagement ring. You had to use that money to buy gifts for other women." He looked at me, and for a moment, I saw the truth in his eyes. I saw the guilt, the shame, and the regret. And in that moment, I knew I was done. I knew I deserved better. I want you out of my life, I said, my voice firm. I want you out of my house, out of my family, and out of my heart. He looked at me, and then he nodded. He knew he had lost me. As I walked away, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I knew I would be okay. I knew I would survive. But as I looked back, I saw him sitting there, alone and defeated. And I knew that I had finally found my strength. I had finally found my voice. And I knew that I would never let anyone take that away from me again.